Hello dear student, welcome back for another lesson, Unit 1, Lesson 4, relate clauses with extra information. So let's see what was this lesson. First of all, we have the use as usual. Relative clause is not a part of the main sentence. It just only adds information about a noun. You can recognize it by having a comma. So it is very simple. It is just we are adding some extra information to the sentence, and we can recognize it by having a comma. As you see in here, this is a comma. We can recognize it by having a comma. We can only use who and which. Okay, we can only use who and which. Who is for people, which is for things or animals. If that noun that we add information for was the main subject of the sentence, we add two commas. So be aware, if that noun that we add information for was the main subject of the sentence, we add two commas. So if we add information for the sentence was the main subject of the sentence, if it is subject of the main sentence, we add two commas. So let's see. We have a rule. We have subject, comma, who or which, according to the sentence. After that we have verb and complement. After that we have another comma and first sentence predicate, or you can say the rest of the first sentence. Subject of the subject of the first sentence. Okay, we rewrite the subject of the first sentence. Okay, verb and complement, second sentence without subject. So we will rewrite the verb and complement of the second sentence without the subject, and also the first sentence is predicate, or we can say the rest of the first sentence. Let's see in this example. The people are very friendly. Okay, it says the people are very friendly, and it asks add extra information. Okay, add extra information into brackets. It asks to use they work in a factory. They work in a factory. So we have the first sentence, which is the people are very friendly, and we have the second sentence, which is they work in a factory. So according to this rule, the sentence became like that. The subject of the first sentence, the people, which is the people. For people we use who. Okay, after the people we have to use comma according to the rule. As you see, we have comma here, and also we have to use comma here. After the people we have who. Okay, work and complement for the second sentence in the second sentence without the subject, which is work in a factory. Okay, who work in a factory are very friendly. Also the rest of the first sentence. Okay, as you see, we have two comma here after the first subject of the sentence, which is the people, and after verb and complement of the second sentence we have another comma. Are very friendly is the rest of the first sentence. So the sentence became the people who work in a factory are very friendly. Let's see another example. Winter is also a bad time to go Kurdistan. It gets very cold. It says add extra information. So let's see. The subject of the first sentence, which is winter, and after winter we have to write a comma. Okay, because winter is something, a thing which is not a people, we use which. After which, according to the rule, we have to use verb and complement for the second sentence, which is what? Get is very cold. Get is very cold without the subject. So we will remove it. Which get is very cold. After very cold, we have to use another comma. Okay, and the rest of the first sentence, which is also a bad time to go to Kurdistan. So the sentence became winter, which gets very cold, is also a bad time to go to Kurdistan. Let's see another example. Tony Price went at the time of Nowruz. He visited Kurdistan recently. Okay, it became like that. Tony Price, comma, who visited Kurdistan recently, went at the time of Nowruz. Went at the time of Nowruz. Tony Price, the subject of the first sentence, because it's a person, we use who. Visited Kurdistan recently is the verb and complement of the second sentence without the subject. Okay, without the subject, and also we have another comma here. And went at the time of Nowruz is the rest of the first sentence. We have another form. If that noun that we add information for comes at the end of the main verb of the sentence, we add only one comma. if that noun that we add information for comes at the end of the sentence, we add only one comma. The first one is if it's come at the main verb, we just add 2 comma. But now, if that noun comes at the end of the main verb of the sentence, we add only 1 comma. So we have another rule. So it became like that: first sentence, comma, who or which plus verb plus complement. The first sentence, all of us. So we will rewrite the first sentence, verb and complement. The second sentence again without subject. Second sentence without the subject. So we will just add 1 and 1 comma. You should not go to Kurdistan in summer. You should not go to Kurdistan in summer. It asks to add extra information and use be very hot. So the sentence became like that: you should not go to Kurdistan in summer. As you see, this is the first sentence, the yellow one. It is the first sentence. You should not go to Kurdistan in summer, comma, after that we have comma, okay, we have comma, which is very hot, which is very hot. And so we will use verb and complement, okay, in the second sentence without the subject. And be aware that be is mean is and are. So because we have here which, so we should use is. It became is very hot. Another example: Ali showed me a photograph of her son. Ali showed me a photograph of her son. He a policeman. So it says add extra information. So it became like that. We will rewrite the first sentence: Ali showed me a photograph of her son, comma, who is a policeman. Who is a policeman. We just remove he because we said second sentence without the subject. So we will remove he here and became who is a policeman. Now we have a summary of this lesson. Relative clauses added extra information to the sentence by defining a noun. Relative clauses add extra information to a sentence by defining a noun. Okay, Kurds grow many crops. They have farming tradition. So it became Kurds who have farming tradition grow many crops. So we will solve this sentence according to the first sentence. Okay, because it comes at the end of the first sentence, so we have to use 2 commas. But in the second sentence, we just add 1 comma because it comes at the end of the sentence. In the north is Kurdistan. It's full of mountain. So it became in the north is Kurdistan, which is full of mountain. In the north is Kurdistan, which is full of mountain. Thank you for your listening.